Ladies and gentlemen, this YouTube channel vlog show is of authenticity, inspiration, and realness. It is also about personality, good times, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. And now, here is your host of the show, Mr. Big Beefy E himself, the elder statesman of Rant and Rave, and Mr. Shenanigans himself, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. This is final one of two videos for today. It is the 17th of November, 2023. We had 5.5 hours extra of wrestling watched tonight, and I'll tell you, it's going to be crazy. Let's go down to... Let's go talk about SmackDown. Damage Control was kicking off SmackDown, and we found out that the Road Dogg, WWE Hall of Fame, and the Road Dogg Jesse James is filling in for Corey Graves, and for Kevin Owens as well, as being suspended and all. So that was the deal. Shotzi, and then they were talking trash about how no one was ready for Asuka and all that. Here comes Shotzi's tank, but then Shotzi, Bianca Belair, and Charlotte Flair did attack Damage Control. And then Bianca Belair, Flair, and Shotzi talking, so we got to get a team together for War Games. And then Nick Aldis says, you better start right now. So they had a three-way tag match, and whoever wins that match faces Judgment Day. Street Profits, Brawling Brutes, and Pretty Deadly went at it, and Bobby Lashley and B-Fab were watching the matchup, and the Street Profits ended up winning the matchup, but there's some tension between Ridge Holland and Butch, so I don't know, Ridge Holland was upset that he lost or something like that. We'll find out more of that story. Bianca Belair was talking to Michin of the OC about joining them in that War Games matchup, but then Damage Control did attack Michin before that even happened. Dragon Lee was talking to Nick Aldis about having a matchup, and Nick Aldis, I'll set something up for you. Dragon Lee went one-on-one with the debuting Axiom. Lee ended up winning the matchup. Then Santos Escobar explains actions from last week, but while Zelina Vega, Cruz del Toro, and Joaquin Wilde were talking and were watching on, and then Zelina Vega, as Santos was trashing Ray, Zelina couldn't take it anymore. She came out, and she basically tried to explain... talk some sense into Santos Escobar. He refuses to listen. He insulted her, shoot her away. She walked away crying. Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde tried to console her. And then, I said, we'll talk to him. We know him. So they got up and they were questioning him. And like, what are you doing? What's up with this? They confronted him. Then he beat them both up. He beat them both up, turned against. But then Carlito came out to... hey, what's up with this? What's up with that? And Santos just retreated from the ring. And that will lead to another match in Survivor Series as Carlito goes one-on-one with Santos Escobar. And so Cameron Grimes went one-on-one with Grayson Waller. And this was, during the matchup, though, Austin Theory did get involved in helping Waller pick up the victory over Cameron Grimes. And then come to find out that Grayson Waller will have Kevin Owens next week on the Grayson Waller effect. By the way, SmackDown will be on FS1 next week. I think it's going to be a special going on in Fox. Don't know what that is, but that's the case. But... then Bianca Belair was talking to Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega was considering it. Damage Control attacked Zelina Vega. It's like Zelina Vega's really had a bad night. And I don't blame, I think, so. I just really don't know. I really don't know how to feel about this. So, and then, Paul Heyman, Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa addressed the Evansville crowd about John Cena. LA Knight comes out, interrupts them, talks trash to Heyman, Sikoa, and Uso, and Jimmy Uso. LA Knight went one-on-one, but Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman retreated, and Paul Heyman says, "You got this, don't worry." But during the matchup, though, LA Knight did win the matchup, but Uso and Solo Sikoa were attacking LA Knight after the matchup. But unexpectedly, Cody Rhodes came to LA Knight's aid. What was Cody Rhodes even doing there on SmackDown? We don't know. But then Shotzi, and I think as they were talking, I think Charlotte Flair says she's going to make a phone call, and and Bianca and Shotzi said, "Hey, we got to get going." I was like, "Do you have that person?" It's like, "Well, I don't know," and she hasn't picked up. So, but then Nick Aldis was not very happy with Rhodes being there. He says, "Listen, I'm going." He says, "You know what I have to do? You have to leave." And he says, "I'm going." So I would not be surprised if something goes down. Then Charlotte Flair addresses the Evansville crowd along with Shotzi and Bianca Belair. She says, "I know one person that is wanting to go." But then before she announced their fourth member for their team, War Games team, Damage Control comes out. Says, "You got nobody, you got no friends, you got nobody." But then Bianca Belair, Shotzi, Charlotte Flair goes, "Come on." And then all of a sudden, as Damage Control is about to jump into the ring to fight, a lot of screams were happening, and Becky Lynch popped up to join up with Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, and Shotzi. All 8 women brawl as Dakota Kai stands back. So right now Becky Lynch has joined in on the fray. That means whatever beef that Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair had has got to be squashed. And I'm sure they were willing to be professionals about this. But who knows? It could rekindle the friendship. Who knows what's going to happen? But one thing's for sure, you got to realize, you got to realize that, they were great friends outside the ring at one time. So hopefully that friendship has been rekindled. That's what I'm hoping for. Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch, possibly jealousy and ego. Well, so as it stands right now, it is Damage Control's Bailey. If Dakota Kai is cleared, she may compete. Asuka, Kairi Sane, Io on the same team, the War Games. So it's going to be Kairi Sane's first War Games matchup. So it's going to be very interesting to say the least. So let's go to NXT Level Up. Danny Palmer went one-on-one with Tatum Paxley. Paxley won that matchup. Kelly Kincaid interviewed Tavian Heights about facing Riley Osborne. Riley Osborne and Tavian Heights went at it, and Riley Osborne, ended up winning the matchup. So that is it for SmackDown NXT Level Up. Event Center for the 17th of November 2023. Up next, on episode 1113, it'll be AEW Collision and Rampage, the final before Full Gear. So, until that next episode comes rolling around, episode 1012 of Eric Lima Shenanigans in 1977 is officially complete. Thank you, Mr. Announcer, and please take us home. This concludes today's episode. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. See you next time on another episode of the show. Goodbye for now.